Dave Nassi, Epic Guitar Instruction. How are you? We're going to take a stroll today with some Metallica riffs. It's going to be fun. We're picking the ones that were my favorites that helped me learn a lot about guitar playing. They're some of the older ones, and you know, if we have a little bit of wit about ourselves, we can go through and we can get this whole thing with the quick little pieces that we're going to establish today. So this is going to be a fun lesson. I'm going to guide you through it, just you and me. Let's go ahead and let's check this out. So we have to do Master of Puppets. These are all things that we are crucial to know for us sometimes as guitar players. I'm going to go through a couple different versions of the way that they play it, maybe Kirk and James. Let's take a look at it here. So we're going to start with an E power chord stab. Now I realize most people, if you're out there and you've played guitar or if you've played metal for a little bit, you've probably dampered in this song, or you know, a little bit, if that's the way to say that. Get my brain working. So you can see I have the E chord, and then I work chromatically down from D all the way to C. That's 5. I'm working my way down to 3. So I'm stabbing those. I'm lifting up a little bit with my left hand. My right hand falls down on it to make sure and mute it, and that's a good way to go. We can also do that up here. If we want to take it from that E, we can walk down here. That has a different tone to it. A lot of people prefer to play that there as well. We're going to pivot right here. Nice little way to look at that. We're going to break this down so simple, because when you look at a tab for this song, it's so long, it'll just drive you nuts. So let's take it like this. That's all it is. Some open notes pivoting off of the 7th fret, going down to the 6th fret. 2 notes between each one, like 2 open strings. That's the easiest way to look at that. I'm going to go back down. Okay, so I can do that either there or I can do that here. We have a long going descending line off of our 6th string here. It's going to go just like this. We have open notes. 2 to 1. Open 7, open 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the way that I always memorize that is that I have the 2 open notes for 7 and 6, and then I work my way down. 2 to 1. Now if I put that in context. Now, the way to play through some of these things, right? And you could do this here too, I gotta say. You know, that's the same notes, just an octave up there, so I'm on 12 and 11. Let's watch the right hand on this, because that's the main part about this lesson, I think. Now you could go, or however you want to break it down. You could go, that's totally acceptable as well. Some people prefer to do that. When we get to the main riff in a minute, we're going to address that issue of straight down strums, or maybe sometimes getting this on an up strum on the A string. And you could practice them just like that. Find what's most comfortable. I think it's different like that because that's the way that he intended to do it. I don't always play it that way. I think it's a comfort thing sometimes, you know. It depends where you're at in your day. A little tighter though. It's a little bit tighter when you do it that way. So we're going to repeat that, right? And that's going to cycle through for a little minute. And as we go through that, we can play that in 1 or 2 positions. That's the way we kind of want to break that down. That's pretty easy to do. From there, we're going to get into the big meat and potatoes. Here's the fun part. So what's happening here, right? I'm going to go open 1 on the low string, and I'm going to pivot after every time of doing that between the 2, 4 here, 1. And I hit the last one twice, so I'm going to call the 5th string 2, 3, 4, 3, twice. After that, I'm going to do my power chord slide. Now that power chord slide, I'm only going to lift up my index finger to expose the E note, and that's one strum and one hit. So that's 3-2, one strum, one hit. Again, going back to the riff. Now remember, I'm going open 1 between each one of these notes. Now, the open 1 is where I clamp. Let's take a look at the right hand. So every time I teach this, people always ask, do I have to do this with downstrokes? Because if I do, that's a bummer. You don't have to. I don't. Sometimes. I think it's easier for me to do it that way. I don't know, maybe it's because of my history, but... Now, when I did the double, I did do a down up. If I do that with downs, let's see if I have the gas to do so. I will stop while I'm ahead. So that's all doing down strums. That's kind of a cool way to do that. We are going to have to accent a B chord at some point in time in that riff. Right, that's going to go down. And from there, we're going to take it into this. Tritone interval there off the tritone there, as I play through this is an E, that's the 7th fret. I'm playing an open E string. I'm going to a fretted 7th fret there on the 5th string, and then I'm going to pull in the 8th fret with my middle finger on the 4th string. Think of it like a... Well, that's another Metallica song, though. We don't want to go there. Haha, see? All these little hits and more. So we're there, and that's going to lead us off. And we're good, and we're going to go into the verse part. And I will break down the verse because I think that's pretty simple. We're going to stop after the verse part. But that's all good because we have more down strums, and that's the only way that we can really play this the best, I think. One, and then 2, best way to break that down, really. Miles likes it. I felt movement. Yeah. Miles likes it. You're in good shape. Okay, so then we have kind of guitar 101 stuff. I think that's cool again. So from the F sharp, I'm going to drop down here. I'm going to go. But that's cool. I mean, I think that's the best part about playing these songs is you pick up little things like that, and then not only can you get the rest of the tune, but you've got some good technique within your own, devices here. So things like this, I mean, those are great metal riffs to play, so that's not a bad way to go. But one thing to keep in mind as we play these great songs, these are all fantastic things that we've heard growing up. And we learn so much from them, and we get inspired to do other things with them, like soloing. And if you're just getting comfortable with soloing and you need some guidance, we have a great thing for you. All you got to do is just click on the link that you see below in the YouTube text box. If you click on that link, you're going to get a new video, a free new video, a great coinciding ebook that will help you get out of the norm with what you find in your soloing, but more importantly, it'll get you started. So you have scales to get you going. You'll learn about your modes. You'll learn about all these pentatonic type uses of your scales, more of our fast rock playing, all the things and tricks that you need to know, and it's free, and all you gotta do is just click on the link. That's gonna serve us good for Master and Puppets. We're gonna move on now to another one. We're gonna talk about Harvester of Sorrow. So we're gonna take a walk through And Justice for All for a minute. Harvester of Sorrow is one of my favorites. It has some neat elements, again, that involve muting and sliding of chords. That's, I think, why I wanted to pick this one. Plus, we get to be all... really, sensitive for there a minute, and it just, it builds up. So it starts off like this. So that's cool. Like when I saw Metallica when I was younger, I remember it was like the power of the speakers was like getting in a fight. It was so tight sounding, and this song kind of just represented that to me. I remember watching it just going, I didn't know what was happening. I felt like I was getting beat up. It was awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my power chord fretted with my first finger and my pinky. I'm going to go 3, 2, open, pretty quick. Something to practice all into itself, really, when we try to do those things. From here, I'm going to go 2 to 1, and if you notice, I've dropped down to the 5th string. My root has changed. So I have, oops, that's what that is. Now, I threw myself off there for a minute. We'll save him a swift edit. We'll leave my mistake in there, because what happened was I went, and that's actually open. You do want to hit that open. It seems like you wouldn't want to, but you probably want to put a little bit more focus on the A string than the D, as I did right there. It'll sound better, you know, when you do that. And that's going to start us off. Totally palm muted. I'll turn this way so you can see that really tight. And then I expose it for the last chord. So when we go into the next part, what we're going to do is we're going to turn down our volume. We're going to hold this E chord, and I'm going to arpeggiate this. I'm going to bring in some movement here off of the 4th string, just like this. Really easy to do. That's going to be the low 6th string to an open G string. That's going to conclude the first part of that little melody there. So let me play that for you. What I did is I hit this again. So as you can see, I'm traveling through the chord there. And since I'm going to go really slow here, I want you to watch the right hand, and I'll call this out for you so we don't miss any notes. Now I'm going to put my middle finger on the low string here on the 3rd fret. And that's our part. And we can pick that up, switch to the back pickup. There we go, right. There it is. Now what's cool about this part is we're going to slide the chords. Where at the very beginning of the song we were really hitting them hard and actually picking each one. We're going to slide them here. And we're going to resolve to the F chord on the 1st fret, and we're going to release a little bit of our palm muting and accent that much more. Just like that. Now you notice the second time I actually strummed through it. So the first one's a slide, the second one is going to be picked. So to break down what these chords are and what we're moving through again, just so we're not too confused here, I'm going to take the 3rd fret here, and I'm going to start with my G. I'm going to go to an F sharp, quickly go to an E. I'm going to quickly slide from a B to a B flat. I'm going to hit my A string open. And you see the little chromatic walk down from 3, 2, down to 1 on that low string. Now, what I'm doing that's different in each little part there is one time I'm going to slide. And then one time I'm going to individually pick. And we can get a chance to really chug on that low E there. I think that's pretty cool. That song, I think really we can kind of leave it there. Let me just play it so we have a nice, really clean representation of how that one goes. That's such a fun song to play. Great riff, and we have 2 fantastic songs here lumped together that are really fun to play, and I think you'll get a good use out of those. Alrighty, well, that'll sum up this video segment there that we're doing as far as covering these riffs. Now, like I said, I think the fantastic part about playing these 2 Metallica songs is it's going to teach you a lot dynamically. We have some classic pieces of some historical music, really, so it'll be good for you to play. Everybody, we want you to do one thing, though. We want you to make sure and leave us a comment. That's extremely important. We love your feedback. Please click the like button and subscribe. We would really, really love it if you did that, because we're going to be providing you with a lot of material over the future, and we want to hear from you. We want to help you out, so leave us a comment. Tell us what you want to know. Do you want to know solos? Do you want to know more riffs? Do you want to know tunes? We're here at your disposal, and all you got to do is subscribe, and you'll get to hear all those things. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.